This divine couple was on the verge of divorce. In a fit of anger, they took off their rings and threw them away. The rings instantly fell from the heavenly realm into the human world, becoming a pair of wedding bands in a jewelry store. By chance, Alex and Jenny, who were about to get married, picked them out. They put on the rings and vowed to never part for the rest of their lives. In an instant, the rings flashed with a white light and the two happily stepped into marriage. However, one day more than a decade later, after work, Alex saw a student being bullied and stepped in to stop it. Unexpectedly, he ended up fighting with a group of delinquent students and was eventually taken to the police station. What shocked him even more was that same night, Jenny's mother passed away from a serious illness. In order to bail him out, Jenny missed seeing her mother one last time. Afterward, Jenny couldn't let it go. As time passed, her resentment grew deeper and deeper, eventually leading to the breakdown of their marriage. But unexpectedly, the heavens gave them a second chance by sending them back to when they were 20 years old. Wanting to make up for his guilt toward his mother-in-law, Alex repeatedly tried to visit her after returning to the past, but Jenny turned him away every time. She believed Alex didn't truly care about her mother, otherwise he wouldn't have seemed so calm after her passing. However, Alex explained that he blamed himself more than anyone and was deeply heartbroken. The only reason he appeared calm was because he didn't want to see Jenny cry. He never realized that this would end up hurting her even more. Only then did Jenny realize she had misunderstood Alex. Not long after, Alex discovered a way to return to the future by putting on their old wedding rings. Excited, he rushed to find Jenny with the rings, but happened to see her acting affectionately with her mother. At that moment, he hesitated because going back to the future would mean Jenny would be separated from her mom. Thinking of this, he gave up the idea of returning. But not long after, a child suddenly ran into the street and was about to be hit by an oncoming car. Jenny immediately rushed forward to protect the child. At the critical moment, Alex managed to push Jenny out of the way, but unfortunately, he was struck and sent flying. Seeing Alex lying in a pool of blood, Jenny broke down in despair. This entire scene was witnessed by Leo, who happened to be passing by. After rushing Alex to the hospital, the doctors tried to contact family members to proceed with emergency surgery. Jenny immediately gave Alex's personal information, but since she wasn't legally his family, she couldn't sign the consent forms. Fortunately, Alex's parents arrived just in time. Seeing that Jenny's eyes were filled only with Alex, Leo realized he no longer had a chance. Not long after, Leo said his final goodbye to Jenny. At the same time, Alex regained consciousness. The medical staff returned the rings they had found at the scene, but he chose to give up on going back to the future because he was no longer sure he could bring Jenny happiness. All he could do was cry as he apologized to his future son. Meanwhile, after Alex was injured in the accident while saving her, Jenny finally realized she still loved him, but she hesitated because she couldn't bear to leave her mother. After reading Jenny's diary, her mother understood everything and encouraged her to go back without worry, telling her that her child was what mattered most. With her mother's support, Jenny finally came to terms with her mother's eventual passing in the future. Then Jenny found Alex, and in order to return to the future and be with their child, they both resolutely put on the rings. When they woke up, their family was happily reunited. Just as Alex was sighing that the time travel hadn't changed anything, a luxury car pulled up in front of them. The people inside were Alex's parents, who had become wealthy thanks to the investments Alex had guided them to make during his time travel journey. At the end of the story, Jenny runs into Leo again. This time, Leo also has a child of his own, and just like them, he is living a happy life.